I am inevitable. That's Thanos. Isn't he cool? I did a video on him if you want to check that out as well. I just sat down and started recording this video, and my neighbour's like in the car or something, so there might be some background noise, but it doesn't matter. Also, it's very sunny, so much brighter than normal, but also very pale, so you know, it's the way it goes. Anyway, welcome to the Lewis Cooper Experience Podcast Experience, episode 18, I believe. I could be wrong. 18, we'll go with that. Yeah, hi, hello, hope you're all very well. I've got 3 things to talk about today, I think. I'm going to talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 4, which has just been on a couple of days ago as I record this. I want to talk about the film Train To Busan, which is amazing, and I'm going to show you a couple of figures that I brought as well. But yeah, so first things first, Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 4 of 6. I'm really enjoying this show, and I didn't think I would. Not that I wouldn't enjoy it, because I enjoy pretty much everything that Marvel does to some extent. Even their the films I don't regard that highly are still good in my eyes. Like I find they have a good sort of baseline kind of thing. So, and I thought it's to be a pretty standard action show, but there's been quite a bit to it more than I thought there would be, to be honest. And I've enjoyed that. I just thought it'd be wacky banter with the two of them. But there's not been that much of that, because I found a bit annoying. But that's cool. I found the banter annoying. I mean, not that there isn't much of that, but anyway, I'm talking nonsense. But yeah, spoilers if you haven't watched the episode yet, but if you have, then please see if you agree with me. As I've said before, absolutely love John Walker, US Agent. He's long been one of my favourite characters, just random little characters, and this is basically his origin series, and I never thought there'd be a big budget US Agent origin series. Sorry, I've got a little tickle on my throat. It's not COVID, it's hay fever. It's probably the first time I said COVID in one of these. Try and pretend it doesn't exist at the moment. But yeah. And yeah, he had his moments here this week. Baron Zemo again, I really like as well, and I really like it when Falcon doesn't use his wings. I said before, I'm not the biggest Bucky fan. I don't really care about him. I like Sebastian Stan a lot as an actor, but Bucky's never really interested me in any form. But I don't dislike him. And Falcon's the same. I thought it was cool when we first saw Falcon. I was like, yes, this is Falcon. I wish he had Red Wing, the actual Falcon that he has, rather than the little robot one. But the robot one's cool anyway. And again, he got smashed. But yeah, I like it when he's just. I quite like Anthony Mackie as an actor, and I like it when he's just Sam Wilson, just doing stuff, just almost being like a secret agent kind of guy. But yeah, I love Baron Zemo in this episode. Daniel Bruhl's a great actor, and this has been really good to flesh out his character a bit more, and he just has all these little cool moments that I really like. I like the bit, again, spoilers, when he took down Carly Morgenthau, I think her name is, a super soldier, and then he could have just had all them serums, he could have just taken them all, but he stuck to his whole thing, and he smashed them, obviously apart from one. And yeah, so that was really good. And I'm just enjoying, like I say, a lot of the supporting characters and stuff like that. I'm liking the flag smashers. I thought they'd just be a minor thing, but I like kind of the sort of the grey area that they have, kind of thing. What the character was I was really enjoying, but yeah, but John Walker, like I say, he's so good. I really like him, and like I say, I don't get how people don't get him in a way, if you know what I mean. I don't get what this character is and what it's for. But yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot. I think this has been the best episode so far. Like I say, I think they get better every week, and I've been really enjoying that, so that's good. And another thing, I really enjoyed the Dora Milaje in this episode. Plus, I know they're called that now, because I never knew that before. I'm not going to pretend that I did. I imagine this has been quite educational for a lot of people. I liked that it wasn't like any of the bigger characters, like Io's was in the films. But again, most people probably didn't know her name. I didn't know her name. Not going to pretend that I did. Obviously, Okoye is the main one that people know. And I like that they weren't the main characters like from the films, but they still had a really good impact, and they still came across really well. And that fight scene of them just beating the crap out of John Walker was really good. And then say the big ending with John Walker just losing his mind and just murdering a guy was really cool. That was his big moment that kind of transitions him from being just an annoyance to being this. He's dangerous now. He's strong, and he's unsettled kind of thing, to say the very least. But I'm just hoping that we get the transition to US Agent, even if they don't call him that. If he has like a black suit, like the black Captain America suit that he wears, then I'll absolutely love that, to be honest. But yeah, very good stuff. I'm enjoying it. On to section 2. The film I want to talk about, Train to Busan, is a Korean film from 2016, I believe, and I watched it for the second time last night because the sequel to it has just come out on Amazon Prime, and I thought, I'll watch the first one again. There's an animated prequel that I haven't watched yet, but I have bought it and got it to watch before I watch the sequel probably. So I like to watch things in release order. And I know the sequel's quite different from what I've heard, so I'm not expecting to have the same experience as I did with this one. But I watched this one for the first time probably about a year ago, and I really, really liked it. I'm really into Korean cinema anyway, and have been for a long time. It's kind of the thing now, because obviously Parasite was so big and successful, and people are realising that that's where all the good stuff is. There's so many good ideas and stuff like that over in South Korea, and I think the big thing now will be American remakes of Korean films, which is fine. There's only a limited audience really, and there shouldn't be, because people have an issue with subtitles, which I get, but it's one of those things, once you get used to it, it's less of an issue, and if the film's good enough, you don't even think about it. And I was even thinking, second time watching Train to Busan, I could probably watch this without the subtitles on and still have a good experience. Like, you could literally just, the story's good, but you don't, you can, it's so well done, you can follow it without it. Obviously you wouldn't get some of the same subtleties and nuances and that kind of thing, but it's still really cool. I won't say too much about it really, because I don't want it to spoil it for anyone, but I really like it. It's a relatively simple premise, because it's a zombie movie, but it's set on a train. And by the way, the American remake is happening, and it's definitely going to be called like Train to Boston or something like that, but whether it'll be as good, I don't know, but it's a good idea nonetheless. But yeah, it's set on a train. It's basically focused on a man and his daughter, and it's kind of about their relationship. He's a very, very young daughter, and she's going to see her mum, so he has to take her. And then there's a few other characters they introduce, and the great thing is the characters, because films like this, like with zombie films and like the big like monster films like Godzilla and Kong and stuff like that, in many ways, especially in American films and other places, it's one of those things where the human aspect is just one of those things you have to get through to get to the action bit. So in like a zombie film and some horror films, like, you kind of go, yeah, you got boring people, this is you telling us who they are, and let's get to the killing bits. But in this film, I don't find that at all. I find the characters are just as interesting, because they're very much real people. They're not like cliches, they're not stereotypes anyway. You don't have, right, this is this character, this is this character. You just you have these characters who are people, and they all have their own stories, and obviously the main ones get more time than the others, but you do get drawn into it, and you do find that they're quite compelling. I won't give any examples, because like I say, I want it to be a fresh experience for people, because that's the way I kind of went into it. Like, I'd heard this film but didn't know much about it, and I really liked it, just for what it was. It's quite gory and quite scary, but it's a zombie movie kind of thing, and the effects and stuff are really good, like the zombie effects and the way they move and the way people turn into zombies. It's like a full body reaction. They move in really unnatural ways, and it looks great. And there's a few little kind of rules in it, and kind of how the zombies work, like most zombie films have. And again, I won't go into too much detail. Another thing I like is that the characters aren't stupid. They're not like horror movie stupid. Like, if there is any moments, everything's quite logical, everything's set up nicely. No, things don't just happen. There's always like, we've established that we're here, so then this is what's happening kind of thing. And like, if there's a couple of moments where you kind of go, oh, why don't they just do this? And then they pretty much do that. Like, you kind of go, alright, that is the logical thing to do. Like, they're all, normal people who are scared of this situation, but they still react in a way that is quite logical and believable as well, I think, anyway. Often horror movies, people are just stupid because it moves the plot along kind of thing. But in this, you kind of go, yeah, this is probably how people would react, even in negative ways, like, as there is a bit of conflict between some of the characters. And I find in, especially in South Korean films, like with Parasite, which is the best example of that, there is like a recurring theme of the rich-poor divide, like class divides and stuff like that, and there is a little bit of that in this as well. It doesn't labour on the point, but there is a little bit of people in an impossible situation kind of almost allying against each other kind of thing, and it's really, really interesting. But I think it's a great film. You can buy it or rent it on Prime Video for pretty cheap. I mean, I think it's like $3.99 to buy, and I honestly don't think anyone would be disappointed with it. I mean, if it's really not your thing, like zombie films, maybe not for you, but I think even if you're on the fence about that kind of thing, I think it's just a very good, well-made film about people in this impossible situation, which is what I think films like this should be, really. But yeah, it's called Train to Busan. I would highly recommend it, and then when they do make Train to Boston in a few years, you can go, hey, I know that film, the Korean one's better, and you can be really smug about it like I am. But yeah, thanks. And item number 3 this week, I want to talk about a couple of toys I got. So, picked up Masters of the Universe Origins He-Man figure. These are quite new. They're kind of remakes of the old figures from the 80s, and they're very similar look, but with greater flexibility and more joints and stuff like that. So I got He-Man and I got Skeletor. Just the main two. I mean, you see on the back there's quite a lot, and there's a few lines of this now. There's some cool artwork as well, and it comes with a little comic. You can't really see it in the back there. But yeah, so I was a He-Man. I was a He-Man fan as a kid. Not the biggest fan in the world, but you know, it was one of those things I was into, like Turtles and Bucky O'Hare and stuff like that. So I thought, you know what, I'll get He-Man, I'll get Skeletor. They'll be pretty cool ones to have. They do Masters of the WWE Universe figures, which are really cool, but you can't really get them over here, not in shops anyway. But yeah, I really like these. I think they're really cool. There's the back of the He-Man one there, a cool bit of artwork on the top. I might take them out. I don't normally unbox carded figures because you can't really put them back, and then you just got a bit of cardboard. And they look pretty cool anyway, but I'd really like to pose them and do some photos and stuff with them, because you could do some like battle photos and like you know, add little effects and that, like I like to do. Over at my Instagram, LewisMCooper86. Give me a follow, please. Thanks a lot. If you don't bother me really. But yeah, so yeah, these are my new toys. These are pretty cool. Let me know what you think. Should I take them out of the box? I think I should. Why not? Yeah. Anyway, that's about it from me this week. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. The movie Sound of Metal, which is one of the Oscar favourites of Riz Ahmed, and it is out on Prime this coming Monday, which will be the 12th. So I'm going to watch that, and I'm probably going to do a review of it, so keep an eye out for that. If I don't like it, I won't do a review of it, but I probably will like it, so that's that. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, especially if you've made it this far. I do appreciate it. Please leave a like, please subscribe. I really like that. And thank you. See you next time.